let me love you.
Hey you guys, it's Midnight here, back for another video, and today I'll be doing a final review for the K-drama, the 2024 K-drama, Marry My Husband. Starting off with the characters, you have Kang Ji Won. I absolutely loved her character. She was very relatable, and her character development was out of this world. She went from an innocent, naive woman to a woman who was still innocent yet had a backbone. I liked the way that she stood up to both Min and Min Hwan and finally got her revenge in the end with still having her morals intact. I even like her relationship with Ji Hyuk and that she brought out a different person in him. Next is Yoo Ji Hyeok. Likewise, along with Ji Won, I liked his character as well. I think Inwoo did an amazing job playing him as many people did doubt him. Ji Hyuk's was depicted the same as in the webtoon and had depth to his character as he showed himself being more vulnerable around Ji-won. Furthermore, he was very protective to not only Ji-won, but also those that he cared about, and the fact that he taught Ji-won martial arts to protect herself when he wasn't present, and also that he allowed for her to act on her own as he fully supported her no matter what. Next is Park Min Hwan. I have to say, for a villain, he was a good character. He was a great depiction of a coward that was full of himself and looked down on women. He was such a good, worthless jerk that I couldn't even feel bad for him during his ultimate demise, as his death was portrayed differently than in the webtoon. And last but not least, you have Jung Soo Min. I have to say, she beated both Min Hwan and Yura as an amazing villain. She was top tier. I think Ha Yoon, the actress playing her, deserves an award for her amazing performance. She executed Sumin beautifully from emotions down to the depth of her character. I, at one point, even felt bad for her since she was suffering from the absence of both of her parents. She let everything consume her, especially when she had a good friend like Ji-won. However, she just let her own jealousy ruin it. Next, going into the plot slash storyline, the first thing I do want to talk about is the world building. I don't understand again how this show is being compared to Perfect Marriage Revenge when the world building is very much lacking in that show. As I said in my first impressions when discussing this show, this topic, it's nice that everything didn't come easy with Ji-won and Ji-hyuk changing their fate and altering the future slash past, depending on how you look at it. I even thought it was a great direction for them to have it to where the main character's fate can be passed down to other characters as long as they make the right choices. Next is Sumin's backstory. I thought it was touching that Jinwon was open about her perspective on how her mother had an affair with Sumin's father and that she knew the entire time. She wanted to be there for Sumin because she understood that she didn't have anyone. And it was sad that Sumin didn't understand the significance of Jiwon's kindness and that she basically took it for granted. In the end, Sumin was the one who couldn't be happy without Jiwon, not the other way around. I took all of this when she was screaming from prison, saying that Jiwon couldn't be happy without her as she married Ji Hyuk and it was being broadcasted on television. Next is Yura's appearance slash role. Even though many found Yura's appearance slash role in the show unnecessary, she wasn't though. Yura's role in the show was to depict how Ji Hyuk's actions altered his faith and the result in that. In his first life, he never pursued Ji-won and therefore went on to marry Yura since Ji-won married Min Hwan and later died. Yura ends up mentioning the fact that her and Ji-hyuk would have been indifferent to one another if they had went through with the engagement. More or less, this is the reason why Yura gets resentful towards Ji-won because she stole Ji-hyuk away from her since he altered his faith in his second life. So it makes sense why Yura built up resentment towards Ji-won when Ji-hyuk is a chaebol and they normally marry people within their financial status. Also, she was used as a way to have Sumin walk in on Min Hwan laying with another woman that happened to be Yura, which made sense because Min Hwan cared about money and they were discussing taking a life insurance on Sumin in order to get rid of her. This all happens similarly to what happened to Ji-won in the beginning of the show, where she walks in on Min Hwan laying up with Sumin in the bed, and she gets mad just like Sumin ends up doing. On the other hand, I feel like they should have chose another actress to play her, since Boyle was not the best choice, since she couldn't match the required acting range to play her. She was always in a one facial expression the whole entire time as she looked annoyed. And next is Ji Hyuk and Ji Won's relationship. I am content with everything their relationship and how with their relationship and how it was executed. Everything built up subtly between the two of them. Ji Hyuk didn't rush anything, and it would just seem so real and realistic. I even like how they had difficulties within their relationship, seeing as Ji Won went through a traumatic experience with Min Hwan. So I would understand that she would not let her guard down with Ji Hyuk. Furthermore, Ji Hyuk respected her in every way, and he understood her even when it affected him. Also, I admired the way that Ji Won brought out a good side of Ji Hyuk, a side of him not many got to see, a loving, a playful side of him that wasn't always serious and reserved. Ji Hyuk was a man. He supported Ji Won no matter what, and he also protected her while not making her a damsel in distress. I enjoyed their wedding. It was beautiful and breathtaking, along with them having children. It was funny seeing them having a hard time with taking care of their children, as it depicted realistically as they are a new parent. Also, the revenge. The revenge was beautifully and satisfying. Everyone got what they deserved in the end. Sumin, Minhwan, and Yura. Also, it kept me hooked the entire time and on the edge of my seat, considering that they were able to move their fate onto two of the villains. More importantly, all the villains faced their consequences that is the most satisfying. However, I felt like Minhwan and Sumin's were the most satisfying, while Yura's was shocking, since Ji Hyuk got into the car accident similar to what happened to him in his first life that ends his life. However, it doesn't end his life once again, yet Yura's experienced the same thing that leads up to believe that his faith ended with Yura. Also, as it pertains to Yura, I am sick and tired of the whole bit of rich people get away with everything due to money. And lastly is the creative changes. I welcome the changes that they made from the webtoon to the show, especially when this show also has a web novel that is also based off that many weren't aware of, as Yura's character appeared in. Even many found Yura's character Even many found Yura's character unnecessary. She wasn't just this crazy ex. She actually served a purpose, since in the webtoon, Ji Hyuk and Ji Won didn't have that many intimate moments together. So it was necessary for them to add Yura as another villain to bring everything full circle. I also am glad that they didn't have Sumin go after Minhwan's mother, since death would have been too easy, since she had to suffer the loss of her only son that she spoiled and didn't hold accountable. Furthermore, the fact that she blames Ji Won for her son's death, telling her that things would have been different if she had married him instead of Sumin, which is ironic because her son would have been the one to end Ji Won's life and have an affair with Sumin. Also, if they had done everything to the T, I think things would have been too predictable. So I'm glad they changed a lot of things and took creative liberties. I'm also glad that they expanded both on Eunho and Juran's role in the show, having them find happiness and a solid relationship, seeing as King Kwang is such an amazing actor, and it's nice to see him make a comeback. In conclusions, I have to give this show a 5 out of 5. Even though I don't think any show is perfect, however, this show was just so good that I can't find much fault in it. I highly recommend this show, and I already have to say that this is the best K drama as of 2024. I hope that everyone gets fairly recognized for their hard work and is rewarded accordingly. So if you like this video, please give the thumbs up and please do subscribe, and please hit that bell notification for more uploads from me.